Hi, my name is Gurpreet Singh Aulakh, and this podcast is for my assignment 1 for the course MGMT 570, and the instructor is Tabea Berg. And the assignment is about my strength and stretches, which I'm going to showcase in this podcast. And the flow of the presentation and or the podcast would be like I would be talking about my two strengths and why they are important and the implications of these strengths, and then I will talk about the stretches, my under competencies, and where I have to work more on, and why stretches are important for me. And thirdly, I will set two goals for myself, and why and the reason why I'm setting that goal, and what are the result in the coming time for me with these goals. So this would be the flow of the presentation. So talking about my strength, but before I talk about my strength, let me consider my background as well. I have 7 years of experience in media industry where I have also served a leadership role in my previous organization, and I was handling one vertical with 32 employees under me. And I believe that whatever in podcast I will consider, or the strength and the stretches will be entirely based on my past experience. So one of my first strength, what I believe is I am a great influencer. So I can influence my team, I can influence myself, as well as I can influence my management also. That I always believe. And why it is important, why influence leadership is important in an organization. So as I talk about from the organization's perspective, so it build trust amongst the teammates and the colleagues, the subordinates, the team, whatever we can say. And secondly, it also helps in achieving the targets. So every organization have their own targets, every department have their own targets. So if a leader is influential, he or she can definitely help an organization to achieve the targets. Secondly, for the subordinates, why influential leadership or influence is important, because I believe that uh, subordinates or maybe team generally they observe, and when they observe they get deeply touched by the leaders, the way they talk, the way they walk, and what influence you are giving them. How you are motivating them. So I believe that people also a true a person in a team who wants to succeed in his life, in his career, always talk about the benefited, how that leader has benefited that person. And for a leader, obviously, if a person is a influential leader, so I always like, for example, I always think about what employees are thinking about me, what my team is thinking about me, what management is thinking about me, and this is how I react, and this is how I act accordingly. And I would like to give my own example, why I believe that I'm a good influencer. So I like we had a project, we were running a project where one of so our management asked us to merge ERP system with the CRM system, so that we can very easily make datas, reports, and everything. So although we came from a sales and marketing background, and the entire team was from the sales and marketing background, having no experience in technological part. So because you need to add some codes and everything which we didn't knew at all. So what happened was, i asked I asked my team, and we gathered, and I asked my team that this is really important for us because it will save our time, energy, and moreover it is very result oriented. It is very good for our clients as well. So I asked my team to, we can sit after work for 1 hour. We'll have a cup of coffee, snacks, and we'll just discuss about the technological part. We will see in our YouTube, and we will work accordingly, and we can make the change happen. And this is what happened. I mean, the team got so excited because after working hours, we are having tea, coffee, and we are working on the technical part as well. So I told them, like, we are doing this technical thing, but we are gaining experience, we are gaining knowledge, and this will also help you to excel. So my words, I think my words helped me a lot. And so today two of them are managers in a company, in different companies. I mean, they moved to different companies and they are managers. So we accepted the challenge and we made it make it happen. Although we completed the entire change in 6 months, it took long time, but at the end of the day we were satisfied and we took the responsibility. So I believe, yes, I have that skill with me to influence people. Second, and also I have seen that the ripple effect, because of my words, maybe because of my influential technique, these two subordinates became managers. And I was reading one article of Sue and Vikings in so it was a 2014 article, what's your ripple effect. So leaders do I mean, they do ripple effect. So they stated that the more senior you are, the more visible you are, and the higher your performance, the greater the impact of your ripple, the wake that you leave. So this is what I believe. And secondly, I think that I am very empathetic. So the reason I'm very empathetic, because I can see from others different perspective, from different people's shoes. And the reason empathy is important in today's workplace or in today's world is because it helps us to understand how other feels, so that we can respond appropriately to the situation. And in my course, we were also talking about the situational leadership. So situational leadership is very important in today's world. How how to handle how a leader has to handle from different situations. So it is very important. And for organization, why it is important? Because it helps in retain the employees and build trust. For employees, it is important because they can give extra efforts of towards their work. And for a leader's point of view, a team supports that leader. So it is so if a leader is empathetic, I believe the team is also empathetic towards leader, and they understand each other. And I will just give you an example that why I believe I am empathetic, because I always help my employees, my team. And so they used to come to me for offs. I mean, for holiday, that they have personal work, family work, and I never say no to them, and I trusted them, and this is what happened. So I know once I achieved an award. The name of the award was Champion of the Month for consecutive 3 times, because the team achieved the target, and that award was given to me. However, I understood that it was not my effort; it was my team's effort. So I went inside at the at the premises and said, I've got this award, but this is not for my efforts. This is your efforts, and you are this award goes to you. And I throw party to them, and this is what happened, and they were so happy. And they cut cake and everything. So afterwards, I mean, we never look back. So for us, in publication industry, achieving target is really hard, because no one read newspaper these days. So I believe I have those two strength with me. And I can see things from different perspective. And according to 2016 article by Galensky and Swizzler, so the name of the article was Why Every Great Leader Needs to Be a Great Perspective Taker. And the authors have stated that gaining perspective helps to motivate others. It helps to communicate more clearly and navigate difficult or tense situation. And I always, it helped me out. And talking about my stretches, so I need to work on my patience. So I don't have much patience, and it happened a lot of time that I lose my patience, and things get worse. So the reason why patience is very important in today's diverse workplace is because it creates a better environment. And if you don't have patience, it you can have a rudeness, and it can also generate unnecessary arguments. And from my personal example, it always happened that if something goes out of track, I generally lose my patience, and I generally say some negative words which may hurt someone, so I mean my team. So I always have to apologize after 5 minutes, that after realizing I have said something bad to them. So for a leader in today's world, it is not going to work, because once you have said something, you can't take it back, because people, they do have a soft, corner, or soft emotions. So yes, I have to work on that. Secondly, the you know and it always there is always a saying that patience and wisdom walk hand in hand. So if I'm not patience if I don't have patience, I'll not have wisdom. So yes, to be a great leadership, so wisdom is one of the key aspects. So I have to work on that. Secondly, I believe that I'm very perfect, so I'm kind of perfectionist. So I have to do things from my perspective. So if we have set a target, so that target should be done by this way. So I'm not so flexible with my approach. However, I take feedbacks from different people. But after taking feedback, if they're also not adhering to that process, then I become a bit finicky, and I always try to be perfect. So I have seen that from my observation. I've observed that being perfect is always not nice, because you procrastinate. So when I do things in a perfect manner, I procrastinate my targets, and my achievements also hamper, and it is also less effective, and it also creates less efficiency. So I get stressed, and all these things happen. So that's the reason, I want to look into this part. And sometimes it all I always you know it is not always good for the relationships as well with your team. So I have to work on these two stretches, and these two stretches are very important these days in a global workplace. So I believe if I'll work in on these two stretches, it can benefit me as well for in my whole leadership attire. So these two stretches are really important for me, and I'm working on these. Now, talking about setting of goals. So firstly, I have to improve my emotional intelligence. So in an article, when I was reading about the emotional intelligence, and I also did the assessment, so I believe that some parts I'm not so well. And it was so surprised that I'm not good in managing my emotions. I believe that before taking that assessment, I believed I'm very good in emotions, my controlling my emotions and understanding different people's emotions, but I'm not so well. So I have to consider, I have to improve my EQ, and I will try to manage my emotions, and I'll take deep breath, and before saying any word to someone. Secondly, I have to adopt active listening skills. So generally, there are a lot of things running in my mind. I take a lot of stress. So so whenever someone is talking to me, I listen to them, but not actively. So this also hamper the emotional intelligence. So I can't able to grasp all the aspects or all the conversation what people are saying to me. So I have to my goal is to improve my EQ. Secondly, in my course material, I was studying about the situation leadership, and there were 4 stages. So I'm very good in all the stages, but the last stage was delegating, and I believe that I'm not very good in delegating. So delegating, I think delegating is, for me, it's ordering, but it is not. So to be a good leader, one has to delegate effectively. So when we talk about this global workplace and top management, because top management generally see a bird view, and and the and EQ and delegating task is two goals that I have to consider on urgent basis. So that is my two goals, which I have to focus on. So I'm trying to delegate small tasks these days personally to my wife also. so that I learn how to delegate effectively, so that I also feel good. And uh, and secondly, I have to adopt from the course reading. I have seen a 2014 article by Kim on blue ocean leadership strategy. So where you eliminate, where you reduce, and you create and raise the some part of the leadership. So I have to eliminate some waste and everything. So I was just going through that, and I believe that with this strategy, I can improve, I can focus on these two goals: improving EQ and delegate effectively. And these two are really important for me, because I want to get into, because new market, I have to get into a good, I have to get into high top management jobs. So, and for these management jobs, and for these two aspects are very important. Emotional intelligence and delegating effectively, because I can't you can, a leader can't take stress, because he has to make quality decisions. And to make quality decisions, sometimes he need to be stress, all the time he needs to be stress free. So I believe that if I work on these two aspects, I will definitely you know I'll definitely get optimal results. And uh, and I believe that I can see myself in down the line 5 years to be at the top, top management in a media company here, or maybe whatever sector I'm looking for. I'm looking forward for a financial sector. So if I will work on these two aspects, EQ and delegating effectively, I can definitely get good results. So to conclude, I will say that I have two strength. That is, I'm a good influencer and I'm very empathetic. And these two strengths have always helped me to achieve my targets, and they have always helped me to build my reputation. But the end of the day, my two stretches where I have to work on, is I seems to be very perfect. So this is not a good aspect, definitely, and I have to be patient. So for a leader, it is very important to be a patient and to consider everything. You don't have to be perfect all the time. And the two goals which I have set for me is, improve emotional intelligence and how to delegate effectively with the help of blue ocean leadership strategy. And I believe that if I will focus on all this aspect, I will definitely it will definitely help me to progress in my career. And at last, I thanks Tabea to so that with the help of this assignment, I can able to consider my strength and stretches. Now I can finally work on my stretches with the help of my goals, and all my stretches are linked with my goals. So if I will focus on my goals, I believe that I can definitely overcome my stretches in a short period of time. Thank you so much.